Welcome to the Braille Academy, and in this lesson we are going to look at 4 upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O. Okay, 4 upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O. Remember, we are in section 3 of unit 3. Okay, we are in unit 3 and in section 3 of unit 3. Okay, and in this lesson under section 3 we are going to look at 4 upper group signs. Okay, and these group signs, they are 2 with E and 2 with O. We are going to understand why do we call them 2 with E and 2 with O. And again, we are going to see how do we get them. Okay, how do we come up with them? So let me write somewhere, and then we write together, and then we do some examples, and then we will be able to understand. Thank you. Now, I have written them. They are here. Okay, remember I said we are in unit 3. Okay, section 3. Okay, and we are looking at 4 upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O. Okay, 2 with E and 2 with O. They are 4 of them. Okay, because they are called 4, meaning they are 4. Okay, they are ED, ER, OU, OW. They are 4 of them, as you can read here. ED, ER, OU, and OW. Okay, they are 4 of them, and that's why we call them 4 upper group signs. They are 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 with E and 2 with O. So they are called 2 with E because here you can see ED and ER. So there is E here and there is E here. So 2E, 2E. And therefore that's why we call them 2E. And 2 with O. We have OU and OW. So you can see there is here O and O. 2O, 2O, 2O. 2E, 2 with E. They are here. ED, ER, 2E. Okay? OU, OW, 2O. That's why we call them 4 upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O. Okay, now how do we get them? Teachers, so these 4 upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O, we get them by using letters of alphabet F, G, H, I. Letter F, G, H, I. Okay, we use these 4 letters of alphabet to get these upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O, whereby we add dot 6 to each letter. Okay, we are adding dot 6 to each letter so that we get these group signs. Right, so this means, let us write these letters in Braille. Okay, so this is letter, sorry, so the letter F is written like this. So let me get rid of it. Okay, I think now it's clear. Let us make a line here. So this one is letter F. Okay, this one is letter F, whereby we are saying all these letters, we are going to write them in Braille here, and then we add dot 6 so that we get these group signs. Okay, 2 with E and 2 with O. And I have explained why are they called 2 with E, 2 with E and 2 with O, as you can see. Okay, letter G, I said G is written like that. Okay, then H, right, and then we have letter I. Letter I is written like that. Okay, so this is letter F in Braille, letter F in print, letter G in Braille, letter G in print. Okay, letter H in Braille, letter H in print, letter I in Braille, letter I in print. So I said in each and every letter we are going to add dot 6. Okay, dot 6. So letter F, when we add dot 6, this is the dot 6. Remember from the Braille cell, this one is dot 6. So we are going to add dot 6 to all of them. Okay, dot 6. So when we add dot 6, now it means this one is not letter I again because we have added this dot, therefore it becomes OW. So this one is OW. Okay, this one was H. We have added dot 6. Now it's not H, it is OU. OU. right? This one was letter G. Letter G, we have added dot 6. So it's no longer G, but it is ER, okay? ER, okay? This one was letter F, and we have added dot 6. So it's no longer F again, it is ED. So this is how we get ED, ER, OU, OW in Braille. So whereby we use letter F, G, H, I in that order, and then we add dot 6 to each letter. Therefore, this one is ED, this one is ER, this one is OU, this one is OW. Remember, OU is the opposite of T. Remember, let me write here. T, we said it is written like that, okay? This is letter T. So let me write here so that you don't confuse. But OU is written as H plus dot 6. So this is OU, okay? It is the opposite of each other. So do not confuse this one and this one, okay? Again, letter O. Letter O, we said, is written like this, okay? This letter O. But OU, it is the opposite of letter O. So this is OW. You can see now they are opposite, but sometimes they confuse. So get the difference of these two and these two, right? Good. So far we have understood how do we get these 4 upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O. We have said you use the letters of alphabet F, G, H, I, 4 of them. Then in that order, you add dot 6. You add dot 6. You add dot 6. And then you get them. And they are here. So this one is ED, ER, OU, OW. Now, before I forget, these group signs, it is only OU that is used as a word sign. That means this one can be used as a word sign. It can be used to represent a whole word. And OU is used to represent the word out. Okay? So whenever you get the word out in Braille, so you just write as H plus dot 6. So this stands for out. Ikiwa when it is standalone, followed, okay? Followed by a space and preceded by a space. Okay? It stands for the word out. So this means OU is the only group sign under these 4 group signs that can be used as a word sign, or it can be used to represent a whole word. It's clear to that. Now, I have some few examples, but before I come to these examples, I need to tell you that these 4 group signs, okay, 2 with E and 2 with O, they can be used in any part of a word. Let me read. They can be used, okay, in any part of a word. That means, what does it mean, any part of a word? Maybe at the beginning of a word, at the middle of a word, or at the end of a word, you contract them or you use them as group signs. We are coming to see, why do I say that? Because we are going to look at other contractions, especially when we get to under, okay, or lower signs, that we'll get some rules that you should not be contracting them at the beginning, other one should be contracted at the middle, and all those things. So here we are told that this one, you can contract them or you can use them as group signs so long as you see them in any part of a word, either in a beginning of a word, at the middle of a word, or at the end of a word. Good. Now let us write these examples very, very fast, and then you'll be able to understand. So we have age. So the word age, you can see we have ED. Okay. Remember, we want to use these group signs and see how do we contract them when it comes to simple words. Okay. Then I will come with another examples whereby we are going to look at more words and also sentences. So this is ED. I said when you get the word the word like age, we have ED here. So do not write letter E in Braille, letter D in Braille, letter G in Braille, and letter E in Braille. So instead, you contract ED because we said ED, it is F plus dot 6. So the whole of this represent this one. So you have used them as group sign. So here, this is what we call a group sign because it has taken one braille cell to represent ED, and then we have G, okay? Then we spell out G and E. We have G, okay? And then we have E, and then you can put a full stop, right? So this is ED, G, ED, G, and E, and then full stop, okay? Good. Then we have the word red. So red, you can see ED is here. So you write R, and then you contract ED. I told you ED, it is F plus dot 6. So this is R, ED. Now here, you can see ED here was at the beginning of a word. This is what we say at the beginning of a word, okay? So the word itself is age, but ED is at the beginning, and we have contracted. But in the word red, you can see ED, it is at the end of this word red, and we have contracted. And that's why we say these four upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O, you can contract them in any part of a word. Like in this case, this ED has happened at the beginning. Beginning means mwanzo wa neno, okay? At the beginning, we have contracted it. It is here. Then red, ED has become, it is at the end of a word, and we have contracted it. I think it's clear. Again, seed, you write S, E, and then you contract ED here. So ED, it is F plus dot 6, right? So this S, E, and then ED, the word seed. Very clear. Now, the word patch. Patch, we have ER here, and we have CH. Remember, I said, whenever you meet any contraction that we have looked at, you must use it, okay? So in this case, we are going to write letter P, then we contract ER, because we said ER is here. Instead of writing letter E and letter R in Braille, like in the letters of alphabet, you just contract it by writing G plus dot 6. That one represents ER. Okay, so here, and then CH, remember we looked at it, okay, in the previous lesson. So we are going to contract CH, but remember we said CH is 1.1.6 or 1 plus dot 6, isn't it? Good. So here you write P, and it's written like that. Then ER, I said it is G plus dot 6. This is G, then you add dot 6. Then CH, it is A and dot 6. So this is P, ER, and CH. Very simple. You know, you see now these things are very interesting, okay? Very, very interesting. It's that simple. The word supper, you can see now ER is at the middle of a word, okay? Now let us write this one. S-U-P-P, you spell out, okay? You spell out S, then U, very fast, and then P, okay? And then also P, again you write P, and then you contract ER. I said ER, it is G plus dot 6. So here it is S, U, P, P, ER. So teachers, you can see here we had ER at the middle of a word, and ER here, the same ER, it is at the end of a word. So but we are going to contract. We have contracted them. So that's why I said these four upper group signs with 2 with E and 2 with O, you contract them whenever you get them, at the end, at the middle, or at the beginning. Nice. Show, the word show. The word show. So here we have SH and OW, we are going to contract. So here, remember we said SH, it is C plus dot 6, okay, like that. And OW, I've said it is the opposite of O or I plus dot 6. So I plus dot 6, we say this here, this is OW. It's written like this. So whenever you get OW in a Braille or in any part as far as Braille is concerned, do not write letter O and letter W. You do what? You contract it, and it's here. So this is SH and OW. So the word show. So it's that simple. It's just that simple. Okay? Now let me come up with some more examples. Then we write them. Okay? Simple words and also simple sentences, and then see how we use these for upper group signs, 2 with E and 2 with O. Thank you. Let me come up with more examples. Okay, now examples are here. Let us write them very, very fast together and see how or what are we supposed to do. So the first example is the word grid, okay? So here we are going to contract ED, whereby we are going to spell out G, okay? Then we spell out R, then we spell out E, and then you contract ED. So ED, I told you it is F plus dot 6, okay? So here, this is G, this is R, this is E, and this is ED. And by the way, teachers, make sure that when debrailing, to debrail, it's to write the print letters on top of the braille dots. For example, letter G, you write G here. Letter R, you write letter R here. Letter E, you write letter E here. Then ED, you write here. Make sure that you do that. Even if when I sent a quiz, make sure you debrail the way I'm doing, okay? Do not just write here words. Maybe ED is here. No. Make sure that you arrange your work, okay? Editor. So editor, ED it is here. We are going to contract it, whereby we said ED is F plus dot 6. Then I, T, okay? And then O. Remember, O is the opposite of OW, and then R, okay? So here, you can see this is ED, this is I, this is T, okay? This is O, this is R. So you can see now, ED is at the beginning of a word, but it was at the end of a word in these first examples, okay? And that's why I said this ED, ER, OU, OW, you can contract them in any part of a word, okay? The word peril, whereby we have ER here, we are going to contract, and then we spell out the rest. So P, okay, essentially like that. Then ER, I told you ER, it's G plus dot 6, okay, like that. And then we have I, and then we have L, okay, as simple as that. So this one is the word peril, and then you write P, ER, okay, and then you write, this is I, yeah, this is I, and then this one is L, as simple as that. You have the word baker, we have ER here. Now again, we are going to write B-A-K, and then we contract ER, okay? Whereby letter B, I told you, is written like that, A, then K, and then we write ER, and ER, I said, it is G plus dot 6. So this is B, this is A, this is K, and this is ER. Now, if you check well, you see that this is ER. It is at the end of this word, isn't it? The word ER here, it is at the big middle. This is what we call middle. Middle means katikati. Middle, okay? Middle is in between something, okay? So this one is what we call middle. This one at the end, this one at the beginning. So you can see, whenever you get them in any part of a word, you use them. Good. So the word flower, here we are going to contract OU, right? Whereby we are going to spell FL, contract OU, and then we spell out AR. So here we write letter F, as simple as that. Then you write letter L, and then you contract OU. And remember, I told you OU is the opposite of T, or H plus dot 6, and then you write your R. Okay, so this is F, L, OU, then R. Okay, we have the word lower. So here we are going to contract two things, okay, whereby we have OW and ER. All right, so we are going to write L, as simple as that, then OW. Remember, I told you OW is the opposite of O, or I plus dot 6. Remember when we started looking at group signs 2 with E and 2 with O, we said it's letter FGHI, and all of them you write, you add dot 6. So I, you add dot 6, it becomes OW. Then ER, I said it is G plus dot 6. Okay, G plus dot 6. This is L, OW, and then ER. As simple as that. So we can see now, we have now seen that whenever you see this ED, let me write here, ED, ER, OU, and OW in any part of a word, you contract them. And we have seen in these examples. That is very nice. Now let us come to these simple sentences and work them together and see how do we do them, or how do we write this ED, ER, OU, OW in when it comes to sentences. So get out of the house, for example. It's just an example, okay? Get out of the house, full stop. So get, there's no contraction. You just write in full. This is G, this is E, and this is T, okay? So this is G, E, T. Out, remember I told you that it is only out, OU, that can be used to represent the word out. as a word sign. So OU is used to represent out when no any other word is added to them, or when any other letter is added to it. Let us read in the module and see. Okay, so it's here. I think you can see we are told out of the 4 group signs, it is only OU sign that can be used as a word sign for the word out. It is only used as a word sign if not adjoined to any other letter before it or after it. So it's not me saying, it is the module. And remember, this is an original module from Kenya Institute of Special Education, or KISE. This is a module from KISE, okay? That is it. Now, so we only have one word sign, and by now I believe all of you know what word sign is, whereby this sign only, and I said OU is written as H plus dot 6, isn't it? So this sign only, when it's standalone, when no any other followed and preceded standalone, it means the word out, word sign out. So that is it. So here out, we are not going to write, we are not going to contract OU kindly and then spell out T. We are going to write out as OU standalone, whereby this sign we have a space, this side we have a space, and this side we have a space to mean the word out. Of the, I told you that in the previous lesson, I think the previous video, we said that these are called special word signs. Whenever they follow each other, you must adjoin. So of, I told you it's of missing 4, or L plus dot 6, and then there it is S plus dot 6. So this is of the, isn't it? You must adjoin when it comes to Braille. Then house, you just spell out and then you contract OU in this case. So here we are going to write H. Then OU, I told you, is written like this, or the opposite of T. And then we have letter S, okay? And then we have letter E, and then we have the full stop, as simple as that. So we are going to write H, OU contracted, S, and then E, and then full stop. So it's just that simple. Then we have the word pour some water out of the glass. Pour some water out of the glass, right? Now we are going to contract OU here, right, in the first word. So we write P, as simple as that. Then you contract OU. I told you OU, it's H plus dot 6, as simple as that. And then we come, we spell out R, and R is written as like that. Then some, the word some has got a contraction, but we are not going to contract it right now. So until we get to the advanced English Braille, that is when we will contract the word some. Remember, this module is called the Basic English Braille, okay, or the module IA021. These ones are just basics, okay. We are going to look at the advanced English Braille, that include complex contractions, okay. These are just simple contractions. Some, you just write the way it is, you spell out, okay. O is written like that, then M, and then E, okay, and then E, like that. So this is letter E. I think it's clear, you can see this letter E. Let me do this so that someone cannot be confused. You know, Braille, you need to be very, very keen. If I do a very, very simple mistake and mislead someone, and it's very, very, very bad, okay. So I need to be very keen when it comes to Braille, okay. And I must make sure that you get the correct thing, especially these dots. If you're not very keen, okay, you might mislead someone, okay, and then it's very bad when you understand wrong things. So here it is some, okay. This, I think now it's clear. Some, S-O-M-E, this is E, and then water. So water, this is W. So now here we are going to contract ER, isn't it? Remember, we must be very keen. Okay, so this means you must do practice for you to master all these contractions. Otherwise, you will get that sometimes you start writing words in Braille and you forget some contraction that you knew some times back. Okay, so that means you need to do practice so that you remember each and every contraction. Whenever you meet it, you contract. So water, you just write W. Okay, W. Remember I told you W is the opposite of R. And then A, and then T. T is written like this, okay. J plus dot 3, and then we have ER. ER, I told you it is G plus dot 6. So this is water, okay? And then out of, I told you out, you just write it as standalone to represent the word out. Of these two are what? Special word signs. So you adjoin. To adjoin, I told you to bring together. Kushikanisha, okay? You bring together. Then when you bring together, I told you of missing 4, right? Then there it is s plus dot 6 or missing 1 and 5. Missing 1 and 5. So that one is that. Glass, so it is G and L. So remember here we are not going to contract anything. There's no contraction there. Then this is GLA, then S, and then again S, okay? And then we've put our full stop, as simple as that. So this is P, O, U, R, okay? Then some, it is S, O, M, E, and then water, W, A, okay? Then T, E, R, okay? This is the water. And then out, this is out. Remember, it's a word sign. Then off there, this it's here, off there, glass, G-L-A-S-S, full stop, okay? That is it. Show me that town. Show me that town. The last example according to this list. So show me, we have two things to contract in the word show. We have SH and we have OW. So here SH, I told you it is C plus dot 6. Then OW is the opposite of O or I plus dot 6. Then me, nothing to contract. It is just spelling out. And then that, I told you it is T standalone. And by the way, teachers, don't confuse between OU and T. I know most of people or many people, okay, confused between these two signs, okay? These two signs. So this one is OU, okay? But this one is T. Remember T, when we looked at the letters of alphabet, we said T is J plus dot 3. J plus dot 3. J plus dot 3. You get letter T. But now this one is H plus dot 6. You get OU. Okay? That is it. And how do you differentiate these things? By doing practice. Okay? So that town. So here we are going to contract OW. Isn't it? So you just write T, whereby you say it's J plus dot 3. Then OW is like that, and then N. And then you do what? You write your full stop. By the way, do not ignore this punctuation. They're very important. Actually, they are part of test. Whenever you are given a NEC exam and you get some punctuation, do not ignore them, okay? They are part of the exam, okay? So here it is SH, OW, ME, that. Remember, this is a word sign, okay? A simple upper word signs. So T, OW, and then N, and then full stop. Thank you. So that is that, and that is what you're supposed to do. So today we have looked at ED, ER, OU, and OW, and we said they are called 2 with E and 2 with O because we have E and we have E, so they are called 2E. Then 2E, and then we have O and O, they are called 2O. Okay, and we said that to get these 4 upper group signs, we use letter F, G, H, I, and then in each and every letter you add dot 6. You add dot 6. You add dot 6. And again, you said it's only OU. It's only OU that has a word sign out. Okay, when it is standalone, I said OU is written as H plus dot 6. So this one standalone means the word out, and it is a word sign. Word sign, right? I think it's clear up there. So that's the end of the lesson. Continue doing practice, and if you have any question, make sure that you ask. Be blessed.